Alrighty guys, today we're going to start with going over how to wire up a rear rack on your HD11 Can-Am. So once you've got your legs put on your rack, you'll have an access hole down in the bed. You'll take your wire and run it down. You'll tilt your bed back and you'll have your wire hanging out here along your factory harness. We will zip tie the new wire for your rear rack along these wires here. Just make sure for your pivot point on this section here, you don't want to get any binding for when the bed goes back. Let me get this all zip tied up here real quick, and then we'll kind of work our way towards the front. Alright, now that you've got everything zip tied up, you'll come in on this side of the bar. Back down in here, there's going to be access for the battery to get into the battery. So we'll show you that next. Alrighty, so now we went ahead and pulled our two tabs out of there. Go ahead and pull your battery tray out, and then your wiring will feed back into here. Depending on how you want to do it, you can run it back around how we did here, and just zip tied it up with the factory wiring here. On this, you're going to have a red, a black, and a singular yellow wire. These will be longer, so you can cut back whatever access you need. You just take your black from your rear rack to your negative, your red to your positive, and you'll have a singular yellow wire, which will come with a extension to run through the floor. At this point, you will need to pull off the rubber matting in your Can-Am. You'll need to remove the middle section and both of the passenger rear and front floor mats, because you will need to access underneath the tray here. For the rear, you only have to take out your 5 push pins. You can leave the driver's side alone. No need to worry about those. On this piece here, we'll go up to the front and show you where that comes out. Alrighty, now that we're in the front, same deal. You'll pull your rubber mat off of here, off of the side, and for the driver's side, there is 2 bolts. One here and one in the front here. You'll need to remove those. They are a Torx bolt, because you need to get access to your 3 push pins on this side of the tunnel, and you will remove the 4 off of this side. At that point, you will be able to access the floorboard. You just pull that up, and then you'll have your single yellow wire ran up. For this part, it does help if you do have a fish tape, because what you're going to do is you're going to run that fish tape through the floorboard here, and it's going to access out. Back here by this main harness, as you can see there, our yellow wire is sticking out. At that point, you'll run it up into your dashboard, and then we'll get into that portion. Alrighty, so we've located where we're going to put our switch. For this next step, you are going to have to remove the pillar. There's a Torx bolt here, 3 push pins, 1 located here and 2 on the front. We did go ahead and pre-remove our struts for our windshield, because those will be in the way to get this panel off. That's the only way to remove this panel, is by removing your strut for your windshield. We did go ahead and do it on both sides. Both sides will have to come off. Once we rip this off, I will show you how to access all the wiring underneath here. All right, and at this point, once you've got your pillar and your top tray off, you'll have a Torx bolt here, two up here in the front, matching on the other side. Once you've got all that, you'll take one of your corners and just pull up, and you will have access to all up underneath the dash. You'll pull the whole pad off. Let me get this ripped off and I will show you that. Alrighty, so now that you have your yellow wire ran from the floorboard into behind the dash, the green wire on your switch will be what accesses the light. For that portion, you'll just butt connect it, heat shrink it all up, and you're done with that. Now, moving up to the top portion here. Alrighty, so now that you've got your yellow wire hooked up to your green wire on your switch, as you can see here, we have light for where we're going to run up our harness. We're going to run it up in here, which will then access out through the top. We'll show you in here. You'll take your 3 remaining wires. You'll have a red, a yellow, and a black. You can go ahead and connect your yellow and your red on the same ring terminal, and then your singular black. Your red and your yellow will go to the positive side of the post. You'll take the nut off, put this back down on top. You'll come over here, and you will do the same with your ground. Take the nut off, run that down onto it. Once you've got all that hooked up in there, you'll come back down in here, take your switch, push all your wiring back in, push your little cubby back on, and then you'll have power on and off for your switch.